When President Bola Tinubu was elected, some of us publicly advised him form a government of national unity, because it's clear he got 8.something million votes. As a journalist and a historian, go and find out what was the vote that produced President Shehu Shagari. Coming back, what was the vote that produced Jonathan? What was the vote that produced Buhari and others? So which means that he needs to build that legitimacy base. Given his background, knowing his performance record, I was in Lagos when he was a governor, my thought and my conviction that Bola will be far, far better than President Muhammad Buhari. President Muhammad Buhari was the lowest Nigeria have witnessed. The killing, the maiming, the barbarism, the segregation, offers everywhere. And then coming from that perspective, belonging to the same platform of APC, we are dipping more and more into trouble. And he was sworn in as a president. Now only appointment is tilted towards one thing. Taking from what Buhari have did, he damaged the House of Fulani. He created fight. Now if Bola continues the way he's going to pinch a major fight between other ethnic tribes and the Yorubas. That we are not in for that. We are in for a Nigeria that is well spread, well acceptable, well accommodated. It's the reason why we said that, look, since there's a lot of imbalance in the system, even within the APC, try to get a government of national unity. First, you need political environment, even for investors domestically to invest, not to talk of international investors. And you need to bring a national reconciliation processes. Look at every concern and nip it. And then build a confidence of a generational leaders that are vast, that are exposed, that have what it takes to drive a process. So what I expect is that me and you that belongs to this generation, where our elders have failed in providing decent leadership, we must keep our differences aside. This country is well endowed. Every part of this country is endowed by God. What we need to do is to create a platform of economic viability, amend the Land Use Act. States should develop their own natural mineral resources, build their own resource base, create a percentage for federal, state take care of their own bills and their own developmental processes. But the way it is, you deny the state due to incumbency or protocol to develop at their own pace, even their natural mineral is not acceptable. The population is expanding, over 200 million. In the next 10-15 years, Nigeria will clock about 30 million population. And the population is a wealth. It's not a deficiency. Unless you have irresponsible government, then the population will turn against the nation. There will not be growth, there will be violence, you cannot feed the population, the demand have outweighed the supply, and therefore violence is inevitable, anarchy is inevitable. And that is the phase that we are right now. We are having peace before, simply because we have food at home to eat. Even if we don't have the component to make it sweet, but we have a food to eat and feed the family. If you minus military administrations in Nigeria, can you tell me national project have been executed by the civilian government? Minus from military regions, from Iran, all of them, Murtala, Obasanjo, and what have you, down to General Abdulsalam Abubakar. Look at the infrastructure we're having in Abuja today. It was not under military administration. Now, give me the statistics from 1999. Don't even go during Shagari. During Shagari have fully scale utilization of power. There was no discrimination during Shagari regime. As I'm talking to you, I can remember majority of Shagari ministers, but I cannot remember most of Buhari's ministers. I can't remember up to 10 Buhari's ministers because they are very low profile people. Now, if you minus military administration contribution to the development of Nigeria, physical infrastructure, and so on and so forth, and then you look at what the civilian government has done, it means that there are more embedded corruption. There is more act of disloyalty in a democratic dispensation compared to even military dispensation. Because democracy is supposed to be government of the people, by the people, and for the people. Now, if you go to a village, you will not see there is a government. But we had a military administration where there's a network of connectivity to the community level about government policies and programs. Do you have it today under military, under democratic administration? The answer is no. The citizen knows about what is going on in government? The answer is no. Whose responsibility to communicate with them and even to seek their views when taking a national decision? It is the government. Do you have it? The answer is yes. Are they using it? The answer is no. They abandon it. The national orientation is the same months as before that have ravaged every sector of this country. What are they doing today? So, in as much as we want to shift blame, we must take also responsibility. Because if a foundation has been laid, it's your responsibility to move that foundation forward to a viable height. It's not for you to keep on killing that foundation and shifting blame on people who have contributed immensely to the foundation and development of the country. So politicians must take note that they are part of the progressive level that this country is going through today. Go and take the budget provisions and the implementations from the ministries, agencies, and parastatals. Go through it. You are a journalist. Go and find out the implementation of the budget, whether it's been implemented or not, at where and what are the areas that have been budgeted and been implemented. You will weep. And who do you blame? Do you blame the founding fathers? Do you blame military regime that have done their bit and quit? Or who do you blame? We have a democratically elected government right now. They inherited insecurity. They inherited grounded economy from who? From the same party of the same government of APC. And it's the reason why there was nothing to showcase in 100 days in office. It was a grounded system that was inherited. Completely grounded. He's struggling to be on his feet up till now that I'm talking to you. They can't do anything. So, who do you blame? You blame former military Babangida, or you blame Obasanjo, or who do you blame? We take responsibility. Our ability to move the country forward is extremely very low, but our ability to steal is extremely very high. And without caring what happened, look at Abuja today. It's the center of kidnapping. Everywhere. Under which government? Under a civilian, democratically elected government. They inherited this insecurity. They inherited weaponization of poverty. And yet, nothing tangible is being done about it. Who do you blame? You blame the military? Again? We are not serious. Every nation has its own challenges. America have their own challenges. They are still suffering from racism and what have you. They are still suffering from massive insecurity, worse than any other country on earth. They are still suffering from massive poverty in America and massive illiteracy. They have the highest number of illiteracy in the world. Maybe you don't know. So given from where we are coming from and the level of our advancement in terms of education, in terms of infrastructure, I think we are doing well. What is killing Nigeria is the elites and the political class. It has nothing to do with the citizens who are law-abiding, who are struggling to keep life going. It is the elitist class, the political class, who have either lost in the government and trying to find their relevance back. They will go back to their ethnic base and start preaching ethnicity, that we are each out because we belong to either Fulani or Yoruba or Igbo and so on and so forth. But when they are in government, they don't remember that they belong to this class of tribes or religion because they have formed a cartel. You know, they are together on that page of exploiting the country. But the moment they lost out, they will go back and start whipping sentiment and emotion. And that is why the laws are weak. Because anybody who has served this country in the capacity either of a minister or a governor and what have you, and found using language that is not really in tandem with our national interest, should have a consequences to face. Otherwise, we'll continue going along this way, and our children, our grandchildren will continue to go along this way. It is high time for people to understand that, look, Nobody created land, nobody created tribe, nobody created religion. We all find ourselves in it. And you cannot change it because you have no power to change nature. Nature has established its authority. You cannot question it. What you need to do is to align yourself with the nature and develop where you are and make it a place that others can come and envy. Just the way people travel to UK, look at Dubai. If you minus 20, 25 years out of Dubai, it's not better than Ghana. But because they got a visionary leader, it's the center of the world right now. It's the center of attraction. Go to Egypt recently. Look at the development. Because they're getting a president who is committed to developing the system. Why can't we do it? Was it that we don't have the resources? Nigeria is one of the richest countries on earth. There's no reason why we cannot link every 6 zones of the country through superhighways. It's easier, it's cheaper, it's economically viable. The money is there. Look at individuals that are in government that are looting trillions of naira. What happened to them? Even like we are talking today, they are being shielded. Look at the method is going on in NNPC in the name of subsidy. We have asked so many questions. Who are the list of people that have been paid subsidy? There is none. President Buhari campaigned on subsidy removal. He called it a fraud when he was campaigning. But he ran his government under that fraud throughout. Now Bola took the silver bullet by saying that I have removed the subsidy. But we are waiting for the details of that subsidy to have been removed. Was it not an underdevelopment? Was it not compromising the country? It's absolutely compromising the country. Look at the racketeering of profiteering of the CBN. I hope they would declassify the investigation that is going on. You will pity this country. And these are people that have benefited directly from the system. Most of them were under the scholarship of the federal government of Nigeria. They went to the best universities. Yet they are the ones winning the country. Because we have no laws that create specific deterrents for individuals that undermine the authority of Nigeria.
Welcome back to Local Journal, my people. The national chairman of Social Democratic Party SDP, Alhaji Shehu Gabam, he don't come out to tell President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, say na the same path where Buhari carry, na the same path na Bola Ahmed Tinubu they carry they go like this, because this one will be say Tinubu they do only Yoruba agenda, and in they factor other Nigerians abi other region into in government. Say that one in they set up the Yorubas, and in one push other ethnic groups against the Yorubas. In talks in awaiting former President Muhammadu Buhari do, where they cause fight between the Hausa and the Fulani today with that. He talks say former President Muhammadu Buhari be one of those people where they responsible for the problem where the Fulanis and the Hausas they get for inside the north today. He talks say Buhari's government now be one of the most corrupt government for inside Nigeria. Say he no expect say any other government go come where go they nepotistic like Buhari government again. But the way where Tinubu government they go like this, it be like say Tinubu government won't outplay Buhari government. He blasts the politician and he talks say that the politician what we get for inside this country now be the problem of this country. He talks say religion and tribe now waiting will come meet for inside this life. Now the one where God decide to put you inside, now he put you. No be say your own name better pass my own, and no be say my own name better pass your own. But anyone where will find ourselves inside, make we take and say now the handiwork of God and waiting God want us make we practice. Now be that. He blasts the civilian government. He talks say the civilian government and civilian rule say now he was past military regime. He talks say the development when Nigeria witnessed under the military era, say Nigeria no witness some under the civilian government at all. Say the civilian government now corrupt past the military government. And he talks say so many things they wrong with our constitution. The politicians of today they do anyhow and they fit go away with anything. And the reason why anytime when they enter inside office now how to steal our public wealth, now then they find. He talk about so many things inside the video, and I go play the remainder of the video so that I'll go feel watch them. But before watch them, if today might be the first time you visit our channel, I beg make you like, make you share, make you subscribe.
Look at the segregation going on. Look at the Southeast. Very prosperous people, business oriented, brilliant, intelligent. Look at how politicians have caused the killings and the maimings and the killings of business. Poverty is ravaging everywhere now. Look at the Northwest. Very homogeneous people. Kidnapping, killing their own. Who are you blaming for that? So if it is on ethnic basis, these people that are homogeneous, one tribe, why are they killing and maiming themselves? Something is fundamentally wrong. Something is disconnecting. And because we have failed in our leadership, from our religious scholars to traditional rulers, to all of us that are elite, we have compromised this country. And we cannot get it right unless those who are responsible are being punished. There is a complete departure from the founding fathers of our independence to who we are today. You know, that commitment, that sense of patriotism that was there, you rarely find it today. People have departed from it. Everybody is fighting for his own survival, not the survival of the nation. The looting is unprecedented in the history of Nigeria. And therefore, we have to go back to really memory lens and find out why we got it wrong and why we got it wrong. Is it correctable or not? The answer, it can be corrected. What Nigeria is suffering from is lack of leadership. That is the greatest challenge that this country is facing. And unless we agree collectively, irrespective of where we come from, that will vote according to our conscience and in line with the national interest to produce a leader who believe in one entity called Nigeria, who believe in prosperity of Nigeria.
What you are profiling as a solution to heal and unite this country is leadership.
Absolutely leadership. Nigeria is suffering from chronic leadership from all the strata of governance, from the federal government to state governments. If you go and take the statistics of weaponization of poverty from the states, you cannot take away the governors out of it. They are grossly irresponsible. They took away local government funds. Local government cannot, the chairman cannot sink a borehole, cannot take care of a problem of a community because the governor have taken away the resources of the local government. You have security agents that are responsible to investigate. They are not doing their job. EFCC, ICPC. They are not calling the governors to order. And then you are talking about what you do with poverty. First, you have to amend the law and give autonomy to local governments. And then they will be accountable to federal agencies for embezzlement or utilization of the funds. Now you have created check and balances. We try to do that. Government tried to do, the National Assembly tried to do that, but the majority of the governors do not agree. That is why the autonomy of the local government failed, because that is where they loot the resources of the state. They create more poverty in the states. So it's not the federal government that normally provide budget for the states. It's the government that provide budget and take it to the state assembly. And if the state assembly are not living up to their responsibility to checkmate the excesses of government, the poverty will continue to go deeper and deeper and deeper, and then the state will be insecure. Because a man in the village that have no food to eat, I have no idea of what to do, will start thinking of what to do. Migration process is on the high. From village to local government to state, now they are living in the state, they move to the federal. Because they think the federal is responsible. They don't understand that their budget lies with the states. The state governor is responsible for their mess. So these are the truth, and unless we agree that we must allow institutions that are responsible for driving process of prosperity, agricultural development and expansion doing their job, there's nothing you can do about it. If you don't take away this governance rascality in siphoning local government funds, I don't know how we can have peace in local government and in communities. It's not possible. This migration will be inevitable, and then we'll all be endangered species. I've been in the executive, I know what I'm saying. I'm not saying from ignorant perspective. It's just the way you have the federal executive under the presidency talking about corruption. 70% of Nigeria corruption lies with the executive. 70%. If the executive can cut corruption, Nigeria will be declared a corrupt-free nation. Because no country on earth is free of corruption. People are looking at percentages of corruption. Now, if you cut corruption in the executive, in the legislature, in the judiciary, who are those funding it? It's the executive. Does the judiciary have first-line charge? Does the National Assembly have first-line charge? They are all at the mercy of the executive. And they are talking about corruption. Buhari was the champion of corruption worldwide. But corruption was so much embedded in his government, beyond any definition. The racketeering of the CBN, the hijacking of public funds, never in the history of Nigeria before under Buhari regime. The killings and the maimings in the history of Nigeria, never in the history of any administration, like in the history of President Muhammadu Buhari. Yes, the number of bombs have dropped, but the quantum of people that are being killed and maimed, you don't have the statistics. Orphans available under Buhari, you don't have the statistics. Was he a military head of state? He was elected. Sentiment, emotion is a threat. This is where we are today. And that's why President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is finding it difficult to be on his feet. He thought it's easy. He simplifies it. He said, I apply for it. Yes, you did. But it's not theoretical as you think. It's not as if when he was the governor of Lagos, a small sector, compared to a nation called Nigeria, as complicated as we are. So it's quite vast and bad. And unless all of us take away, I'm a Fulani man, I'm a Yoruba man, and I'm Igbo man, I'm a Chief man, I'm a Idoma man, I'm being segregated. No, face the reality, deal with it. When you deal with the reality of the stability and prosperity of the nation, every other situation will be solved. Because when you have a spirit of prosperity, level of crisis goes down. Automatically, when people are engaged, they have no time to think of evil. But when people are isolated, they cannot even complain. They have no food to eat. They have been arrested, persecuted. Out of the formation of PDP from G7, I know how we suffered. There was not even money. Contribution would be 20, 40, 50,000 naira. We went around this country to form PDP. We were able to form a government. So, the economy was open. But what happened today? Where are we today? We must take responsibility. Otherwise, all those who are saying there is no nation or the constitution was not written by civilians, who wrote the constitution? Even during the military regime, are they not Nigerians? Are they not civilians that were recruited lawyers to write the constitution? Are you denying them being citizens of Nigeria simply because they are part of the drafting of the constitution under a military regime? Those military leaders, are they not Nigerians? So we are not in an era of military regime now. We've been in the era of democratically elected government since 1999. What happened? What are the development? What are the statistics that you have? Given every administration, what have they achieved in terms of empowering Nigeria, reducing the level of unemployment? Millions of graduates roaming the streets are turning into drugs addicts, taxi drivers, and so on and so forth. Who do you blame? We are responsible for it. It is the oldest practice in the world. It has been happening in Nigeria right from creation, and they solve it at their lower level. What is the hype right now? What caused the hype? If somebody told me before that we Nigerians, that will end up killing one another, knowing who we are, or the humanity in us, the friendship in us, the viability in us, the love in us. I grew up in the village, in my own village, with Igbos and the Yorubas. I didn't know the difference between their Igbos and their Yorubas. As young, when I grew up, when I was young. What happened today? Who do you blame? Politicians are responsible. They created this crisis. Don't go far. We are all responsible as politicians. The younger ones coming up are taking sides, while their juniors, their children are dying in pain. Now you remove subsidy on petroleum, you do not put subsidy on the educational sector. You have other countries giving scholarship to Nigerians. We are not even ashamed of it. Go and take the statistics. Even Egypt here that are giving scholarship to Nigerians. What other countries that give scholarship to Nigeria? What is our priority? Is scholarship, even science-based students in Nigeria? What is the federal government doing about it? So these are factual issues that we disconnected ourselves and we are shifting blame. Whether we have a nation or we don't have a nation. If we don't have a nation, what are we?